Yo, Pirate Radio, episode 6. Let's get it going. Pop this shit real quick. Lean like a cholo. So what the fuck we gonna talk about today, huh? Hold on, pouring out. Even though I'm gonna just take like fucking 3 sips, I be talking so much, I be forgetting to take my sips. By the time I be freaking done, I have like the whole cup left and shit. But I need to take more sips too. Fuck that. Should be getting all fucking hot and shit. Woo! So what's up, y'all? Episode 6. God damn, so fast, right? Well, once every week, I guess. I'm watching the news and I'm seeing this Olympic stuff going on, right? So there's 2 cases. There's one chick that went there fucking looking like the Hulk. And this is how weird like people's mind frame is. So I guess she won or lost, I don't know, whatever, but I guess nobody sent her the memo that they played the national anthem in the Olympics, especially if you were participating in it, and she had a fit for that. And it's just like, yo, like, what the fuck you doing then? You know what I'm saying? And this is why I get why white people be like, yo, if you don't like it, get the fuck out. Because it's like, yo, even people here be like, yo, like, I'll be seeing in the memes, right? Because I follow like a couple Mexican memes, which is basically they be posting funny shit too, you know, like eventually you follow like the Puerto Rican memes, the Dominican memes, you know, obviously like Black American is basically everywhere. But in the Mexican memes, you find funny shit though. Like the Mexican that was like, yo, tell them how you be in the sneaker stores asking for your shoes and shit. So he was like, yo le digo que soy un 9 y so he does this motion like he's cutting away, but what he really means is a 9.5. Like when I saw that shit, I was rolling. But it's crazy because like, yo, when you can't like speak fluently English, the funny shit comes out. It's like when your parents are like in this case like my mom's or whatever, when they talk mad shit, when like back in the days when you were in trouble and shit, they will say the weirdest shit that, you know, you just gotta sit there and take it all or whatever. But me, I would just sit there and think exactly what she's saying, and I just putting pictures in my head. And there was time that I would just start busting out laughing, and then that'll make it worse. Of course, you know how that goes. But in the Mexican meme, they be like, cause you know these graduates from college or whatever, high school, whatever, they go on the stage and they go with their flag, like a cape, over their gown. And you know, these white people are like, oh hell no. So they ask for them to take it off, yada yada, becomes a big deal. Obviously, because social media, everything becomes a big deal. Everybody drops their comments, everybody moves on. You know, and that's what it's becoming eventually. Like, it's literally becoming like a small gap in time, unless it's something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that Kobe shit, that shit was over and like everywhere. You know what I mean? And rightfully so, because he was like really, really famous. But it got to a point that's like, damn, like that whole day I was like, damn, I gotta take the channel, change the channels and shit, because it was just too much. But so there's that argument, and then there was an argument of Mexicans themselves saying like, yo, I get it that y'all proud, but you know, your parents bring you here, so like basically like be American type of shit. And I get both sides, you know what I'm saying? But this is when they take it a little bit too far. Like, how you gonna go to Olympics? You're gonna put that you're American, right? You come from the USA, right? And then you're gonna get mad, you're gonna throw a hissy fit because they throw the music on. Like, is this what we doing right here? And notice, we have time for all this bullshit, but we don't have time to just be like, yo, matter of fact, the music that we're listening to, that's just detrimental. Nobody gonna say that. If they would have put fucking Megan Thee Stallion, she probably would have been like, oh hell yeah, you know. But that's the thing, like I get what some white people, the rest of them just be on some corny shit, but some white people they do make good points, and they be like, yo, you know what I'm saying, like what's the point of representing a country when you're not want to represent it? But then again, you want to represent it and you want to take the benefits of it, but you don't want to move to another country where if you do some bullshit like that, you go to jail for like 30 years. You see? So I do get both sides, you know what I'm saying? And then they have the other chick, she's the one that just runs mad fast. I forgot her name. She got a sh in it. Nah, let me. She got a Shaquana. Nah, I'm just playing. But Shakira or Shakara, I don't know. But everybody making a fuss about it and shit. And she's under Nike, so that little quote that you see, "Let her run," you know Nike gonna griff on that one. They're gonna come with the "Let her run" shirts and yada yada. Then eventually Olympics and the ball, how you call it? Nah, I don't think so. Cause I was gonna say, you know, the Olympics probably gonna be like, you know what, you're right. Even if you have weed in your system, you can come participate. And they say that it's not an enhancement drug, weed, medical, whatever, yada yada. But it kind of is, my nigga, because word is that Allen Iverson used to play a little high. So, you know, it's just like you see shit slow down time. So it kind of helps. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was this one picture that it was in the 70s, and he took some, like, it was like some LSD shit the night before. And then he woke up, like, almost late to his baseball game, and he was pitching that day. And he was so nervous, and he said that when he got on the mound, he wasn't even paying attention to time and nothing. He was just pitching. And this dude was almost pitching, not a perfect game, but I think he was pitching like a really, really great game. And he was just like nervous and shit. So listen, there's a case that shit could enhance your game. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine if Michael Jordan was like hitting a drag of that fucking that ooh-wee right before a game. Then he would have been scoring like 75 points. Then the next game, 80 points. Maybe Kobe was smoking that shit. Who knows? But, you know, now she's smoking, then she won't be able to make it to the Olympics and yada yada. But if anything, I'll take that as a good sign, because fuck it, she's getting a lot of press out of this shit. And eventually, the Olympics, they're gonna need her, because that hype that she was gathering, you know, just winning, and then that whole thing was just basically for her to show her talents over there in the Olympics. And then, you know, even Americans ain't trying to hear that shit here. They're like, yo, really? Matter of fact, y'all don't even pay them. And I was like, oh shit, I forgot they don't even pay the Olympians. All that shit for nothing. I was just thinking like, yo, America should just start their own Olympics. Like, you know how they do like the World Series, and the Yankees don't face fucking Mexico or DR. No, it's just the World Series, and it's all here in America. They don't face nobody else. But I guess everybody comes from different places and play there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just time for, like, maybe I don't think it will be that popular though if America does their own Olympics. That should be corny probably, but the Olympics need to fucking get with it. You know what I'm saying? Fucking weed, man. Weed is fucking legal. Like, what the hell? Now, the purpose of that was because she had it in her system. She wasn't even like high as fuck, obviously, in there, whatever. So these people are a little weird. And matter of fact, they speaking on that, but you know how many fucking, well, they did get caught. I was gonna say, do you know how many Russians went in there with like fucking juice to the tits and shit? But they do end up finding out though. But damn, weed, like goddamn. How about coffee? If I drink a lot of coffee, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That might not affect everybody, but shit, you know what I'm saying? Is all something that you could just take. Like, I be thinking, like, you know how they make a big deal of like baseball players and stuff like that, and I'm like, yo, you imagine there was like some substance that you know, old school, like I was talking about before, like the Babe Ruth days and all that shit. You imagine they were taking something right before the game and we would just never know because that shit was a long time ago. Shit, probably just liquor. A lot of them were just going playing baseball right after the next day after just fucking having a crazy ass night drinking. The word was that Babe Ruth used to go to Harlem and get fucking and throw parties and shit and with black people and shit. That's why that whole like Babe Ruth is black type of shit, that's why it came up, because there was a lot of proof that this dude would just rather just chill like in Harlem and shit a lot with blacks and shit, because you know they used to call him nigga and all that shit, like in Boston. That's why we'd be like, damn, who the hell would trade Babe Ruth, you know, to the Yankees or whatever. But it had a little to do with that, you know. Babe Ruth was like, yo, fuck these fucking crackers over here. I'm gonna go to New York, being next to Harlem right there. 162, shit, a couple blocks down from Harlem. Shit, why not? Man, yo, and I'm watching right now the Bill Cosby shit. A lot of people got tight. A lot of white people too. But not only white people, but you know, it's the mix this time. It's like every major headline that comes out is just like a test to see who's on whose side. And if you know there's different sides, then there's an argument. When at the end of the day, it's the justice system. You know what I'm saying? You can't agree to something and then flip it and then act like, you know, it's still gonna go down. It's like, nah, these people got their lawyers. Once you fuck up, the lawyer's gonna take advantage of that. And then they want to make memes like, you know, we wanted Britney Spears and y'all gave us Bill Cosby. Man, fuck that shit. There's always good and bad in everything, you know? And there's always that little information that if, you know, once you say, you be like, oh, I didn't know that. From both sides. Because you're going to tell me like that Bill Cosby ain't do that shit on purpose. Yeah, he did. But did the girls want to chill with him on purpose and do that? Just to eventually just say, yo, I was with Bill Cosby. You know what I'm saying? So that shit happens. I'm not going to say, because it's not going to be like every girl was that situation. No, there was probably girls that was like, yo, give me them Quaaludes. You know what I'm saying? So he's out, and but the fact that he did 2 years though is a little weird. It's like, damn, so they could accuse you and just you go to jail and that's it. And it's like, then the outcome comes and then this happens, and then he was just in jail for 2 years for nothing. And he's talking about an old guy, so you know what I'm saying. So it's like, damn, regardless of what, he still did time for that shit. Regardless of what, he still did his time. And what happened with this dude, Harvey Weinstein? I need to double check if that motherfucker's in jail now or he's just out there just chilling. Because what was the point of that? Where was his 2 years? And those accusations came from actresses, known actresses, recent current actresses, active. You know what I'm saying? So what the fuck there? But then that's why when we bring the race issue, it needs to be spoken. Then it's like, oh, everything's about race. No, it is. It is. Because Woody Allen is out there chilling with his daughter/wife, that Asian chick that he adopted. Where's the people on TV saying that? You know, and then you have the super conservative saying, see, where's y'all not being oppressed? And this is like just because Bill Cosby got out. These are the same motherfuckers that would love to jerk off Donald Trump, yet he didn't arrest nobody. No arrest was made still. I'ma still be on that. I'ma still be on that. And it's like the whole politics thing is like a funny ass game. Because what they do is when they want you to make sure you like hang on to this and believe it, whatever they telling you, they'll make sure they go all leaps and bounds. Like one of the first things I started noticing when I was like, damn, this media shit is funny. It was a while back, but it was like that whole A-Rod shit. When A-Rod was came out on some ledger or something on the list of biogenesis or some shit like that. And look how people how this works. Like they was like, yo, we ain't gonna release the names, and then I guess it leaked. So it leaked for certain people, and then certain people it didn't leak. Cause word is that LeBron James was one of those lists, going by like aliases and shit. But the aliases kind of matched to who it was gonna go to. It would be like a LJ. It was some bullshit. It's like, you know, when you don't have all the ins and outs of that issue, because it's not that many, you just be like, oh, maybe not. But listen, it's just that LeBron, he's playing the game, so they're not gonna blow his spot. Let LeBron say some wild shit like, yo, matter of fact, I'm tired of this shit. And he goes on Twitter, he goes, yo, matter of fact, I'm tired of this shit. Hillary's a fucking criminal. Oh, that's it. Like I told you before, the white women's coming out. He choked me. You know what I'm saying? They gonna use the black women too. Shit. They'll bark for him too. They'll bark for the white man. Yeah, he hit me too. And then that's it. His career's over. Then all of a sudden he kind of don't have money no more. Then the IRS comes. That's how it goes. Look at the dude McCaffrey, the dude who did the antivirus that Deke killed himself. He was saying like, yo, the money he had was mad money, but eventually he little by little they started taking away his like, okay, now you can't use this bank. Okay, now you can't use this bank. That's what led him to go to cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin, all that shit. And he said in the interview like, there's a lot of places that take Bitcoin, like nice hotels and shit. He said in the interview he was in jail in DR, and he said that DR jail is like one of the worst, like that to him is like number one. And I was like, yo, that's fucking crazy. You imagine that the creator of the software antivirus is in fucking jail in DR? Yo, when these white people want you out, they want you out, and they're gonna get it. They're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Look what they did to Trump. They fucking finagled the elections, and basically nothing happened out of it, and they're gonna investigate it, and it's just like, damn, it's still too late. This nigga Joe Biden about to do 3 more years. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird. And they always want to use either now they're gonna use the Bill Cosby, but if not the Bill Cosby, they're gonna use the OJ shit. You know what I'm saying? The funny shit about it is like, even when the OJ shit happened, like white people wasn't like, okay, you know what, we got away with a lot of fucking bad verdicts and shit, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna let this one slide. But nah, they were with the little racist, backhanded racist shit and all that. Okay, so at the end of the day, we have so much receipts that they can't be like, hey, that's unfair, because if we're gonna go to the unfair receipts in the justice system, you can just look now. There's people in jail fucking free. I mean, not free, but people in jail who are innocent. And they laugh when you be like, yo, but I'm here, I'm innocent. They all laugh, because not all of them, obviously, but you know what I'm saying? And it's all like the justice system is all about money too. It's a weird, nasty shit, man. It's nasty. You could tell, like, that's why, like, I probably mentioned that in the other podcast, but you could tell that's why they had to get rid of Johnny Cochran. They had to. And that nigga knew every little thing he in the books. You know what I'm saying? And then the shit about the media is that, like, okay, so with the A-Rod shit, right? So that happened, yada yada. And the NY press here went hard body. You know what I'm saying? And that was the same time when, like, everybody was like not liking him playing that much, like, but they stuck with that contract. So you could tell Yankee was like, yo, keep going. Like, diminish him, and then we'll be like, okay, he probably just want to retire. Okay, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? He kept on playing, but still, like, what you will see in the newspaper, like, that was around the time where I was getting like newspapers like every day, the daily news and shit. And you will see a picture of A-Rod. You could tell this picture was like mid swing, but they zoomed in on the face. So if you zoomed out, you would have seen he would have been swinging the baseball, like in practice. He was in the practice, and I guess during the swing, you make your face like whatever. Yo, they took that picture and zoomed into his face, so all you see is his face. You don't know what he's doing. So on top of the picture, they put A-Roids instead of A-Rod. And I remember looking at that, and I picked it up. I was like, God damn, look what the fuck the media will do, yo. They took a picture of this dude like struggling, like he was like, argh, and they made him like a madman. Like it made it like he just put the fucking injection right there, like, juice me up. I was just like, yo, look how fucked up the fucking media is. And then we talk back of all those times like Michael Jackson, when they made fucking Wacko Jack and all that shit. I'm like, yo, the media is powerful, man. The media will make you remember shit and make you forget certain shit. Anything they want to do, they'll just put a face in it. So they'll show like a picture of Biden, and let's say it's like a little touchy issue, like, damn, Biden fucked up. They'll put a picture of like or just with everybody. Like whenever they need to cover up for somebody, just look at the picture that they post about them. That's very telling. It's very telling what they want you to perceive that person. Why? Because they'll put, like, let's say AOC did something stupid, and it's like, it's beast. They'll change the little, the subject of the headline, but they'll put the picture of, like, one of the famous pictures that people take when they want to push them. It's like, look to the horizon, like look up, look like upper left, and look to like the horizon, looking up. It's different from just like somebody took a picture of you worried or serious, and now you look like you're puzzled with the headline on top. You know what I'm saying? So let's say if it's like, let's say if this was like, let's say, I don't know who the fuck. Let's say Trump then. Let's say Trump was listening to something and he looked very serious, which, when you look serious, it depends on the facial expression, but you better not look confused. They'll use that picture and use it for every headline and make you look like you're stupid, like you don't know what you're doing type of shit. And like, look at the pictures when they had like Time Magazine. That's when I knew like Time Magazine was like they were in cahoots with like what we call the elites behind the curtain, the globalists, all those people, because it's like, yo, they had a picture of Hillary Clinton ready to send out, which was and it read Madam President, right? This was in the election 2016, and the picture of Hillary Clinton, you was like, aw, you'd be like, aw, look how cute. Yo, it had her looking like her hand right under her chin, looking northeast, looking to like the horizon. I'm like, yo, look what these motherfuckers are willing to do, yo. I bet they won't put all her bullshit of I don't even want to call it bullshit anymore, because it got to a point that I'm like, yo, if these people ain't arrested, right? And like they don't even have the story like on Fox, which they will do anything to have like a real good scoop on a politician, especially that they don't like. They don't talk about her shenanigans in the emails in the laptop. So it's either fake. All those WikiLeaks and that shit is probably fake, because if it's real, then that means that these people know it's real and they still haven't arrested her. Which it goes all back to the hypocrisy shit. You imagine we look back, in the future, and that all that Hillary laptop shit was just a lie. That's fucking crazy. But at least I'm thinking about it now, because some people wouldn't even get to that level. And I'm not, when I say some, I mean basically like the super hard right wing people. You know what I'm saying? Because yo, it's crazy how they'll leave a story like that fly. You know what I'm saying? And listen, at the same time, I can't say that much, because I just saw a post about how they're now gonna get into the Hunter Biden laptop, about the dealings between him and his father, which is kind of illegal, since at that time his father Joe Biden was vice president. So it's all messy, and that just makes you think like, yo, you can't outshine too many people, because you become a target. You know what I'm saying? And that's what leads me to think like, yo, now I understand more why like people were like dictators and shit like that, because you can't leave it to people. You can't leave it to people. You can't leave it to your closest people. Anybody can sell their soul to fuck up your own country, and fuck it, you just move to another country. You let's say like DR. There was the president Trujillo, and all I hear is just bad shit about him, right? And then you hear some people that say good shit, and it's just like, yo, is this like a Trump effect also back in the days? Like in DR was different, obviously, because they'll really kill you and like in front of you, and they'll send niggas to kill you and shit, and you can't really do shit if it's the government doing it. Here it's different, but the way of living, people were not complaining that much. And look at it now. Now I saw a video recently, because now DR, everybody got fucking internet now. That's it. Even if it's like the video ain't that great, but still. And you saw a video of some random street in DR, and like 3 pickup trucks passed by, and you could tell the people already knew who the fuck they were already, because they started scramming. And what they do is they will probably look for anybody with like a necklace or chain or whatever. But as soon as they see motorcycles, they put it in the back of the truck or whatever. And I was like, yo, can you believe that shit? And it was like a car behind another car behind another car. They were rolling deep, and they were just sweeping that whole street. It was at night, of course, and shit. But it's like, damn, son. And this is what happens because the cops over there. Word is that they don't get paid that much, so they will sell themselves like a like souvenirs, basically. So it's scary because it's like, damn, anybody could be with just money. Anybody can go over there and be a fucking crazy drug lord and shit, and be protected on some fucking Pablo Escobar shit. And that has to do with the system over there, the law. So it makes you think like, yo, was it all just rumors of Trujillo? Because I can go easily watch a documentary, right? But is it gonna tell you everything? Is it gonna tell you those details that they don't really want to speak about because they probably don't have enough substantial evidence? But that's another way of just telling you, nigga, we don't want to talk about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because who we gonna believe? Like I like documentaries and all that shit, but it's coming to a point that I'm like, because what if I watch a documentary of Trump right now? But the bad side, the people that don't like him, their side, they're gonna paint this nigga looking crazy. And what he says is the crazy part, but what he does was different. When we look back, they're gonna Time Magazine, all those motherfuckers, they're gonna make sure generations down, they're gonna paint this nigga like, yo, you ain't want to be there at that time. Oh, look everything that happened. Look, COVID happened with him, on being president and shit. And it's like, damn, you see that and you're like, oh yeah, he was a fucked up president. But they don't tell you the other side. They don't tell you that they were trying to take him down, and they basically kind of did. Even if he's gonna come back, whatever happens there, whatever. But they took him out, and now what they're gonna rewrite history. Because they put it in our mind that, yo, you never want a president like Trump. So get that through your mind and don't, stay in line. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Capitol. That's him. That's his people. Even though Trump kind of did say, let's march over there. But Deacon, he didn't know what was going to happen. Who the fuck knows? And it's a little bit sad because it lets you know, like, damn, even if Trump don't do shit, where's the fucking hope? We're gonna need Jesus to come down and shit, but they ain't no fucking there's no Luke Skywalker coming in to save the Republic or none of that. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Look what they did to him, to Trump. They made that nigga look crazy, and he was a white man. So all those like, yo, we need a real president, a black president, all this, nah, they're gonna all play by the game. Unless you and listen, like I said before, like I don't want to vote for nobody who's playing the game and kissing babies, shaking hands like every fucking politician. This game has changed. We need real motherfuckers in there to say the shit how it is. Racist or not racist, say it how it is. Because we need to be alert. You don't want to fucking put us to sleep and then all of a sudden, oh shit, Russia took over, or oh shit, China took over. You know what I'm saying? So that's why there's a disconnect, because the government don't keep it fucking 1,000 with us, yo, at all. You know what I'm saying? But when there's somebody that speaks up, there they are right there to kill him or assassinate his character. Like that dude McAfee, like he was the creator of the antivirus. So imagine how many companies needed their computers to be fixed or implemented with that software and shit. And then, maybe he probably was like, let me see if these like, let's say the government needed him, and then he'll probably go and check some shit out. You don't know what the fuck he knows about. It's kind of scary. Like, you don't want to be too powerful. You know what I'm saying? Because once that happens, whew, with the media behind, they'll say anything. Even now with the internet, there's still strategies to like fuck something up. You know what I'm saying? Because they could just muddy the waters. Look how many people. Look what they did to Bill Cosby. My bad. As soon as that shit happened, first of all, they had Hannibal Buress, the comedian. That's where it kind of all started. He made like a hot take and shit about Bill Cosby, and he was like, "Come on, y'all know, y'all. Am I the only one that know this?" And he was basically referring to like the women he raped and shit. And mind you, this kind of goes along with the house Negro, because you know the blacks, they always want to portray them as like scary rapists and shit. All that shit stems from a while back, you know what I'm saying? And that's why like they get killed, because you know all the women gotta do is like, he wanted to make out with me, he wanted to kiss me or whatever, and then the white master comes right there and fucking wreaks havoc, nigga. So same thing with the what's his name, Emmett Till. Then for what? So then the lady comes, she's fucking like 80 years old, about to die, and then she goes that it was heavy in her heart, and you know he never did nothing, and she said that and she made it up. You see, shit like that happens. You know what I'm saying? And his lineage was done right there. No kids, no nothing. He was mad young. So the media could do whatever. Imagine those times where you can't comment under that newspaper or nothing. You just read it and that's it. And then when you see with the internet, good thing with the internet, once again, they fucked up with the internet. Because, once they started putting those compilations of every station saying the same shit, now just imagine on the lower level. Just imagine back in the days, and just imagine the newspapers in those times. Whatever we were seeing here, people in LA was getting the exact same shit, but just a little remix in there. Every news station kind of samples. You know what I'm saying? And then they will take your picture, put the how do you call that shit? The jail pic and shit. I forgot the term. But they'll have you there showing the jail pic and shit. When it's white people, they'll show like a picture of you and your family. All that nasty shit that I be seeing, yo. It's just fucking nasty. So it goes back to, I'm like, you imagine like the only way to really take a grip of your country and not let it be influenced by like other countries, or like, CIA sending people there to start up a protest and pay them and make them say that, this government is killing people and all that shit, and just all these lies. And that'll make the person at that point who's a dictator, the main fucking leader. A dictator is just basically the king. It's just a nice way to say it. You know what I'm saying? So basically they will be like, who the fuck is spreading that fucking fake news? You know what I'm saying? Let's fucking kill these motherfuckers. And then when you kill them, that's when be like, he's killing political prisoners, he's killing journalists and shit. Yeah, you don't know why. You don't know why. Look how people here, when there's something like a big issue, people take sides, and then right there you're like, oh, okay, so you're with them, huh? And there's like topics that you should be like, like prime example, Charlemagne the God, he went hard on Bill Cosby, man. He went super hard. So you will think like, okay, this guy will never do something like that. Man, look around, this dude fucking put Spanish fly in this girl's drink. And then the wife that he's with now, that got kids or whatever, he did the same shit to her, but they stood together. So we got two cases there. You know what I'm saying? And then where's his cancellation? Shit. Well, it's crazy how that kid Martin Shkreli, whatever, that dude that raised the prices on the medical, that he raised the prices on medication on that shit. That he was the big deal everywhere, and he bought the Wu-Tang Clan album, and he was a little arrogant. But my cousin told me like, you know how that you know what really happened in that little shit, right? I was like, nah. And he was explaining. I don't know exactly how it was, because I ain't gonna explain it. But it was like some deeper. It was deep shit that other companies were doing, but they just used him as just like the main face of like, you see, look at these people. And then eventually, I guess he went to jail. But he said like he was doing some shit that every other medical pharmaceutical was doing, about raising prices and some shit like that. And when he went to the Breakfast Club and he was talking to Charlemagne, and Charlemagne, the term Bridger Capital came up, and Martin Shkreli looked at him, because he was just taking him as a joke and yada yada. And then when that term came up, I guess that Charlemagne was like, Bridger Capital, whatever. Like he was saying that he knows that group. He's like got connections to that group. And you look Bridger Capital up, and it looks like some lawyer firm or some shit. But it's like some company, and I don't know what the hell it does. Like it won't really break it down. And the weird thing was that he looked at Martin Shkreli, he looked at Charlemagne weird. he stared at him, like smiled a little bit, like, whoa, you know them? And he was like, yep. And then Martin Shkreli was like, oh wow. And then, like, I guess, they wanted to continue the conversation that they was carrying before, and he stopped again, and he was like, really? And Charlamagne was like, yep, I know people too. And he was like, wow. And then I think he said that's some Illuminati shit. And I was like, well, there you go. Maybe that's why he's being protected. Let me take my sip. Hold on. I got the string on my fucking headphones right here, so it's making mad noise. Let me put it this side. But yeah, and you know what's another funny shit that I peeped? I'm like a fucking shortstop. I'm like Jeter. I'm catching all the shit that come my way. I remember like about 2 years ago, a year ago or 2 years ago, this rapper called Casanova. He's in jail right now, racketeering, some bullshit there. And he didn't like this dude named Academics, which he's like a Charlamagne, but like, just in hip hop. And he does, podcasts or videos and all that shit. But he's not really liked because he also has his own opinion, and he don't care. Like, he don't have to play the role Dike to like disagree. He will disagree with rappers. Where if you will be in Breakfast Club, you kind of have to agree with everything because those rappers make you money, you make them money, yada yada. But Casanova didn't like him. Maybe Academics dissed him or whatever. And I guess Casanova was like a bully and shit in the industry, whatever. But anyways, they saw each other, and I guess Casanova went to approach him to like kind of fuck with him. And he said, because he was saying that, he was like, yeah, yo, I saw Academics, and I was like, oh, there's a nigga right there. So when I went to see him and all that, he was like, whoa. And we was talking, and he told me that he fucks with this group. No, he said like this. He was like, yeah, and then when we were talking, and he was telling me who he knew, and then he told me that he was in some some Illuminati shit, and I'm like, oh, you my nigga. And he was laughing and all, and I guess people around him was laughing. But I was like, whoa. You could tell that's why he's in jail now. He should have never said that little piece right there. Because that basically said, like, he has a connection that they have mutually. What the connection is, we don't know. They were beefing. They both didn't know. Well, I guess Academics kind of knew, but when he used that card on him, that shit chilled him the fuck out. So it makes you think, yo. It's weird. And it's sad because at the same time, it's like, damn, what happens if you just be like, man, I don't need y'all motherfuckers no more. I got my money. Yeah, right. That's when they come with that defamation of character and everything. Then nobody want to fuck with you. Then nobody wants to, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of rappers speak about that shit. That, that as soon as they ain't want to do that one favor, that's it. All those chances went out. Rappers who were connected with that same person didn't want to mess with you because that issue was in the middle. Yo, it can get nasty, man. And that's why, like, everybody say, oh, be your own boss and make your own music. Yeah, but at the same time, these motherfuckers is giving too much promotion for those who play the game. So it's not even balanced. If you're trying to make it on your own, independent, it's just hard. It's harder, I guess. Because some people, they just give them the platform right there and they just fuck it up. Because they're not that talented. What they saying is that they looking at basically your traction on YouTube, and from there they just come to you and just be like, hey, you want to sign? And just fuck you over in a deal. You can accept it because most likely you got mad beef in your hood too, because you speak about it all the time, and you signed the deal, and you doing a lot of shit that everybody maybe questionable or not. But you're gonna know if they're not fucking with them no more because you won't hear from them no more. Same thing as you have people, they be like, yo, off that one hit or just off that one thing, you are still like 5 years, 7 years, 10 years later, still in the main screen. It makes you think. And then that brings in like, damn, do you want to think about like that? Do you want to think about that, like about everybody that's in that same position? Well, who knows, right? Some people are talented, but listen, I've seen a lot of people way more talented that don't really want to speak on like what really happened behind the scenes and shit like that. And then you have whistleblowers, and I think these people, when they get older, they speaking now because that whole podcast shit is ramping up and all that shit. But eventually they're gonna become whistleblowers at like once they're like 70, 80, and that's it, they're about to die and shit. they're probably gonna expose more about music industry shit. You already saw fucking Lil Nas X do that fucking Egyptian OnlyFans performance that he did, and then you have Diddy like, oh yeah, he basically was doing the yes king, yes, and it's like, nigga, we know why you yes king in this shit. You was the same one trying to ask Fab if you wanted to have a good time with you, and Fab was looking crazy like, yo, what the fuck you talking about? Everybody has to stay shut. Yeah, you know why? Because Diddy's the line in that fucking spot. You know what I'm saying? Diddy's so powerful. You gotta stay quiet. Hold on, let me fix this shit real quick. Hopefully I fixed it there. Shit, fucking cable's still moving. But yeah, yo, when I saw that loose shit right there in Drink Champs, everybody felt uncomfortable, yo. So just imagine when you in a fucking mansion party that he throws and all that shit. And then that makes me think like, yo, why the fuck Joe Budden always want to be over there in this nigga's party? When he knows that Diddy would have never fucked with him musically. And now you got the podcast, now you got the access. And hey, it's not really about hate or nothing, but you can tell when I say that, it's got to be about hate. Because that's what everybody says, right? Yo, I don't mean to hate, I don't mean to say this, yo, or not for nothing. No, come on. It's just, I guess, I'm just using my optics. Like, a lot of funny shit's going on. And if we don't address it, then it's going to keep going, and then it's going to be too late. Because sometimes people come out and we just don't want to believe them. Because whatever they say might be too outrageous. And some people probably do that just for the clout. Just for the grift. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, back to the Cosby shit. You imagine, like, at that time, Quaaludes was like the shit. It's like me. It's like if mad women come and they be like, oh, you have this and this and that, because I was giving them weed or edibles. Like, bitch, everybody doing edibles now. Smoking weed, of course. You know what I'm saying? So now, because Quaaludes ain't popular no more, and that's like, now the girls want to come out the bushes. Yo, and then they did like a show, like a fucking, not a telethon, but they did like a show and they had all the women in one room. And I was like, wow. You see? That's what they do. They got their own cleanup crew. Let me take this sip. Hold up. If they want you out, they get you out. No ifs, ands, or buts. And then eventually that's probably just gonna lead to like people liking more independent artists, and the focus gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? But then, give it a little time, and then the music industry is gonna go to those artists and then fuck them over with conscience. Hopefully not. But even though this dude is kind of mainstream, but not really, you could tell they're like, okay, we don't need you no more. But Action Bronson, he's one of those artists that I like, because at first I was like, who the hell is this white dude? And then I was like, oh, he's from Queens? Oh, now his references and his raps makes more sense. Because I saw a white rapper and I took it like, he want to be cool. But nah, he's from Queens, and Queens is very diverse. And it's crazy because he's Albanian, but this motherfucker knows Spanish, and he knows the Mexican lingo, the Dominican lingo. He fucking used Fernandito Villalona, the merenguero, on one of his rap songs. I never heard any other rapper do that. This came from a white rapper. And then if I would just go ahead and put the music on for you, you'd be like, whatever, this shit's kind of whack. But it's a little art form in that, when what he does, man. Because sometimes when you hear everybody rapping the same, it's just, and listen, it's not happening now, because the music right now, okay, like drill music, whatever they want, mumble, whatever they call it. There's different genres, because drill music and like that Pop Smoke type of hip hop, I like it. And his voice was good on the beats too. But look what they did. They took him out real fast. I mean, maybe that wasn't like the music industry, yada yada. It's just probably bullshit politics, and just people just wanted to run up on him. But it's just crazy. If I was black and I'm like, I'm about to do this rap shit, I'm like, man, nah, fuck, I'm gonna do country music. Because I'm pretty sure country music is a little ratchet. We just don't know about it, obviously. But damn, to the point that fucking country music people gonna be looking at your IG lives and look at the address that you might leak by mistake and then go there and fucking clap you out. Like, god damn. I think the country music fans are a little bit more sensible than that. Shit, only in hip hop you see the fucking dumbest shit, or you took my stuff. Like, and I guess that's what has to happen, because hip hop is like the #1 genre right now. Can you imagine like hip hop not the #1 genre anymore? That'd be weird, right? Because they took rock and roll out of here. I remember we used to watch MTV back in the days, and it would be rock, and then hip hop, and then one slot, that's it, bye bye, rock. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, fuck. If they would have did that now, it would have just been all hip hop, because that's the dominant genre, and a little reggaeton, I guess, or whatever. But you know, Action Bronson, his is more like his lyrics. I'm not gonna listen to his fucking like what they all want to say, lyrical miracle type of shit. But he throws jokes in there. Like, that's the thing about Kanye. Kanye will fucking rap serious and make a party joint, but he also will throw like jokes and like inside jokes and shit like that. So, you know, Action Bronson does that. And then, you know, one thing about him is that he uses a lot of samples. Samples basically, like, you know, if you want to sample Rick James, you want to sample James Brown. But now in the music industry, you can't do that. So they want you to use like regular beats, you know, with no samples, and them shit sounds dry as fuck. You gotta be a king of melodies and shit like that. Like Swizz Beatz is good, you know what I'm saying? Because he can make a song with a sample, but without a sample, it will still sound good. And Pharrell, yeah, also, you know what I'm saying? So when the record label just don't want no samples because they gotta clear it and ask permission on that shit, and that just delays the whole thing. When you make a mixtape, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You ain't making no money out of it. But that's sometimes what breaks an artist. The beats too, you know what I'm saying? So then when you be like, okay, now I'm coming out with my album now because I got signed, and then that shit is like watered down. And even though Action Bronson, to me, his mixtapes is just way better. Now I guess they're using samples, but they not gonna make no money out of it. So I guess it's like it's good, I guess, but damn. It's just the hip hop evolution, because it's like at the end of the day, yo, as long as hip hop keeps breaking down to different genres, I'm cool with it. You know, I just don't like that they make it look like if you don't like the music now, then you're an old head. And it just so happens that I'm older than these people. So it makes you think like, damn, is it because like once you're 20, you're immediately gravitating to the music? Probably, yeah, because all your friends are listening to it. You know what I'm saying? If you have that one friend that listens to only old school shit, they're gonna be like, what the hell are you doing? Like, it's weirdo listen to old rap music. Like, you know what I'm saying? I guess it would have been like that too at my age, you know, when I was younger. But damn, we had Dipset, nigga. You can't front on that shit. Young kids now like Dipset. Shit, you can't front on that shit. And then you know, you can't get mad when we brag. We had Jay-Z, all those people that are inspiring rappers now, we had them activated. And then it was a little bit more bittersweet also, because you had to buy the album, or it was getting to that point where like when people started really getting computers, then they will like burn it for you and shit, and that would take like a day basically. I remember downloading music, and if that shit didn't have a lot of hosts behind it, then you would fucking have to leave it downloading, go downstairs, chill. Back in the days, people used to just go downstairs and chill. Now they don't do that shit. But then you come back up just to be like, oh shit, it downloaded. Okay, let me play it. And then all you hear is, I did not have sexual relationship with that woman. That was the shit that was around that time. You would download some shit that didn't have a good host or whatever, or you'd be like, oh, they got that new Jay-Z song, download it. And it was just like a fake, it was like a troll. So everything was a little bit, yo, like I remember I would tell my cousin like, yo, burn me or like copy this CD so I can take it with me, because I used to live in Connecticut. And then I'll be on that whole ride back. I'm like, yeah, mind you, only like 13 tracks, and you better have batteries on your CD player. And now we have a phone, battery lasts pretty long, but if not, you got a backup like battery pack or whatever, and we just take everything for granted. It's like it takes away from that little bittersweet, like going home, buying the CD, going home. You can't hear it there unless you have a CD player right there on you. So you're just probably going to go home and you can't wait. You looking at the CD cover, you opening it up, you reading every detail. That's some old school shit. Because now they don't do that. Like, I still want to see like every producer. It's like sometimes they do it unless it's like a super famous producer. But back then they will have each producer, everything. They even have the lyrics there for you. Damn. I kind of don't miss those days though. Because you could, at the end of the day, you could just look it up. You could, oh shit. You could look up all that shit. You know what I'm saying? All that shit you could look up. And we still be kind of like bored a little bit. With all the social media, like I understand when people say, "Oh, social media is making us like more apart," but damn, you know, any little situation, that phone is right there with you. You imagine doing lines back in the days, like DMV lines and shit? You had no phone. That shit must have been horrible. I remember that shit. That shit was not good. And now at least you can fucking be on social media and shit, or YouTube and shit. Like I always say, like, yo, you know, back in those days, right now we live in like the greatest kings of any past time. Because, yo, I saw a video of, well, not the video, but the documentary of The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. Like, I was watching it again. And Michael Jordan had, like, you know, everything at that time. But when he would go to the hotels, he was too famous. He ain't gonna be outside chilling. No, that's it. He was Michael Jackson status. Like, nigga, you don't even come outside. And he would be in a hotel room that we would look at now like very average. But he would be there with his cigar. And I was like, damn, okay, that shit does look hot at that time, 1998. But now, I would have been fucking pissed out of my mind. He would have loved to fucking have at least a phone right there, because he would just probably, you know, when, you know, at that level, he's a smart dude. He'll be at least looking shit up. Nowadays, like that, hell no. And he was a fucking millionaire. You would think, like, you know, this nigga chilling in the hotel, living it up. And he kind of was, but now we got the phone. So all these motherfuckers from all the past times, fucking, whether it is Alexander the Great, fucking Malcolm X, all those people, they wish they would have had a phone. Like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to complain too much. Because look what I'm doing now. I'm doing a fucking podcast. Can you believe this shit? This shit right here is for my niggas in the streets, not just playing. Nah, but this shit right here, this podcast, eventually, my future kids can hear this shit. Grandkids, grandkids can hear me talk shit. Cause this is gonna live out there unless we get fucking bombarded with an atomic bomb and everything explodes. You know what I'm saying? But like, if we could see what's going on, like all the radio waves of all this shit that's being sent out all the time. I'm doing this podcast, and within an hour after I stop doing this podcast, I'll have it on YouTube. That's crazy. Back in the days, you would have to be like if famous deaths or whatever, assassinations back in the days. Abraham Lincoln, some motherfucker in Texas would have had to wait a week probably for the news. Well, no, not really, because they did have like that telegram shit, I guess. The was it Morse code or whatever? So you will kind of decipher. But let's go even before that, when you had to fucking write a letter and put it and send it to somebody with a horse, relays it, Continental Express type of shit, and then a week later, yo, did you hear this person died? Like, oh, what the fuck? Now you at least you're gonna be within a day of the information, hopefully. You know, so I can't complain too much, nigga. We got. I don't even know how many people really communicate through email, but shit, I kind of get why Kanye West used to just communicate through emails, and just like they would be like that. Kanye West would just have a house phone, not even a cell phone. Shit, all those people calling you, yo, you think you could do me this favor? No, hell no. If I was at that level, I'll have a house phone too, but not even, 'cause that should be ringing all the way too. Yo, I'm telling you, kind of being famous kind of sucks. Especially if like that shit about Rockefeller, when the female of Rockefeller, Emil, She was rapping. She did that hot song and all that shit. And the word is she's working like in a Walmart or Target. You see, like, that's fucked up. Because I'm pretty sure people just go there and just be like, look at this bitch. You know, and that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to put out that act on social media, like, oh, don't judge and all that shit. But they do that shit in their own spare time. Who the fuck are they kidding? Look at social media. Everybody gives it up in the fucking comments. Yo, speaking of social media, y'all notice that fucking on Instagram now they want you to sit through a fucking 5-second advertisement when you just want to see somebody's IG movie or whatever, the IG shit. Once you press that button to continue watching the video, they want to hit you with a fucking ad. Come on, Instagram, what the fuck? They're turning into fucking YouTube. Now YouTube YouTube is some slick shit. YouTube does the skip this ad, but they do, instead of 5 seconds like they used to, they do 6 seconds. So once it hits 5 and it hits 6, like, it will trigger another video. So it's like, what's the point of having that skip button there when I can't even skip it because you're gonna play something else after it? These fucking greedy ass people. And then at the end of the day, that's where they can come and they can just be like, oh, but hey, if you don't want to see ads, just pay $5 a month. And I get it, it's all business. I get it. I would have done that shit probably too. Who knows? But shit, and these people need to fucking chill out a little bit when it comes to all that shit. For real. Hold on. And you listen, speaking of Instagram, you can't get enough of what I call bad Instagram advices. When people just repost something that sounds kind of smart because it's like an advice, but then when you keep seeing them from different people, you're like, oh, that's not a good advice. Yo, I saw one that had said, like, if you get with somebody, cut off everybody else because you don't want to jeopardize what you have. I'm like, nigga, please. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, at the end of the day, nigga, do you have money or not? That's what these chicks is checking for. Can you afford that purse or not? Because then they can hit you with the, I'm not happy anymore. So what happened with all the cut your, what was it? Cut people off because they will jeopardize your relationship. No, nigga. I gotta check your frame of mind. You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna crack under pressure? Yo, I'm gonna say something that's fucked up, but it's true. That's why I'm like, yo, I'm gonna have to probably kind of get me a Mexican chick or something. Yo, cause these chicks be cooking for their man 5 o'clock in the morning so they can go to work, come back, everything good. The man don't have to be at work worrying like, oh, this bitch is cheating on me. I just know it. No, man. They loyal. Especially if you have fucking kids with them. With these, like, Dominicans, Hispanic chicks, black or whatever, anything other than that. And I listen, Mexicans too, I get it. But damn, that culture that these ladies these harlots need to learn. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, yo, they not worrying about, oh, let me cheat on this nigga. Yo, women here will cheat on you even if you have 2 kids with them, 1 kid with them. They're kings. They're love of their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. And listen, I understand, like, if a girl be like, yeah, but he cheated on me first. But you have a kid, motherfucker. Now, if a guy's hitting you and all that shit, like, I get that shit. You know what I'm saying? I get that. But, yo, it's not in every occasion. Come on now. We see shit like that going on. It's just like, damn, what the hell's wrong with the culture of our women now? Get me a Mexican chick, man. Cook me some shit. Be loyal, don't fucking that. God damn. Women are they out of order a little bit. Yeah, because they want to listen to fucking Cardi B talking about I don't cook or clean, but like I can still get this ring. Like, get the fuck out of here. I just can't imagine being like a teenager in high school. These girls' dads will be like, nigga, I want a purse. And like, bitch, we in high school. Let's go on the monkey bars and kiss or some shit. God damn. Let's skip school. Yeah, everything's a competition. And listen, it's gonna get to a point that man ain't gonna have it no more. I mean, they doing like you see it now. but women still a little hard-headed. It's gonna get to a point. It's gonna be like an apocalyptic event. They ain't gonna find no man that want to be with them shit. Way out of order, and they're doubling down too. So don't think like, oh, they no, they doubling, they tripling down. Cause like with these memes, you could just kind of tell their train of thought, but they want to make sure they let you know right after that meme, like, yo, what I post in this, the memes that I post is not my real life. Like, no, bitch, it is. I'm seeing it every day. Well, not every day, but every day. Yo, it's like you can't impress a chick no more. Like back in the days, you would just have a nice smile and good cologne, and she's yours. At least dance good. Nobody dances no more, so that's out of the question. That's why sometimes I'm like, you know what? I can't have money, because if I have money, I will make sure this bullshit don't get out of line. I'll go to a club, whatever. If I have money, I go to a club, buy out the whole bar. So that's it. Ain't no more competition of who got the most bottles. Go ahead, nigga. That show that you with, impress her. Good luck. Tell her a joke, nigga. Not a knock one either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will go to clubs, like, let's say if I have money, obviously, because I'm broke as fuck. But I will go to a club and I will have a like, I will change my look. I will have a Jerry curl, like an 80s Jerry curl, because I want to make sure, like, I want to see your face while you like mad glamorized and I'm over here because I know I got the money. But you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the shit, so the flies gotta come. And I'm gonna have a suit with like shoulder pads, like the old school business suits of the 80s, and I'm gonna look tacky as fuck. But guess what, motherfucker? I got the money. So your bitch gonna dance. You know what I'm saying? It's shit like that. That's like, you see, this is why I want money in a way, so I could just ridicule and be like, yo, what the hell is this all about? We all here acting. It's all a facade, and it's sad because it took that away from having a good time. Because obviously you just go there to have a good time, and some people do, obviously. But everything is like a status. Like, what's your status in the club? You know what I'm saying? That's when it's becoming bullshit. Like I said, back in the days, all you needed was a smile, good cologne, and shit. That's it. Girls were a little bit more humble. But shit. Speaking about cologne, I don't know if y'all know, but I'll probably just tell you what cologne I use. Yo, it's crazy how, like, speaking about money and all that shit, it's like I see like expensive colognes that people be posting up proudly and shit. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? But you could really get a bang for your buck on the low. That's why I bought this. I rebought. This shit is small, but it's cheap. It costs $40. But my nigga, it's the top. At least it has to be top 50 cologne ever. And how about this? It was a women's perfume, but I guess it's in that sweet spot that's like, okay, men can use it and women can use it. Yo, look up Shalimar. Charlemagne? Nah, Shalimar is a navy blue, and like the case look fruity. I ain't gonna front, but that smell is dope. But they want to say, oh, vanilla. I smell vanilla aroma. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's dope because it's light. So in the summertime, like now, shit, you put that, because you don't want to have no crazy heavy fucking shit out here, smelling like a fucking barrel of fucking whiskey or some shit. I don't know. But listen, Shalimar, and it's like an old ass cologne. Though. That's the funny shit. It's like a 1920. Like, you see the ads from back in the days. You're like, what the fuck? But yo, I saw that shit one time. No, matter of fact, I'm telling you, you know where I see that shit at? Where I buy it at, actually, in Rite Aid. Broke nigga. But yo, that smell is fucking dope. Shalimar, that's what it's called. I'm probably gonna use it in a little, post up the advertisement. I'm gonna look it up. That shit smells mad banging. I used to have this thought as a kid. I was like, yo, if women like perfume, why don't men wear perfume? Because that's what women like. But you know, as you get older, like, okay, I get it. Women just want that softer tone on them, and then they like smelling some crazy shit on men. Some don't. But yo, that Shalimar shit. If I were you would never tell people. You would think it's like some Gucci by men by Gucci, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and you'd be like, oh, okay, yeah. At the end of the day, it's just all smell. You know what I'm saying? It's not like fucking, but it's cheap though. God damn. Like listen, the other one I buy, I ain't gonna say the name on that one, but the other one I buy cost like fucking $90. Small as fuck. Ain't nobody got time for that. Hell no. Shit, baby. Yo, now I'm looking at my Instagram. I'm like, yo, that explore page. Like, listen, here's the thing. I understand that they want to make all this women empowerment, but this is only shit women can get away with, not men. No, not us. But yo, that empowerment shit of like, because all you gotta do is like say for women, they just gotta put be yourself, love yourself, and that means, yo, if you're fat out here, show that fucking big ass belly. You know what I'm saying? Show them cankles and all that shit. Yeah, and go and put a thong on and all that shit. And look like Lizzo. And you only gonna get like likes because motherfuckers just wanna just fuck. No matter what. People just fuck with anything. Or probably like your friends because they don't wanna tell you like, bitch, put a curtain on. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting a little awkward and cringy when you see people like celebrities, not celebrities, but you know, people that are, I guess, IG famous, and you see them like, yo, first of all, you rarely see the pictures of the kids, you know what I'm saying? But they want to be out there all fucking with their all fucking flabby ass tits out, and it's just like, do you even have a man? Because if I was, like, I can't have my girl do that shit, man. Like, I'm gonna have to be honest with her. I'm like, yo, I don't want you to post those pictures. If I do that, or you know, I want to be myself. Like, nah, man. Like, that's mad crazy, uncomfortable. Like, people don't want to say it, but they fucking see it. I'm talking about girls that, like, it's like, listen, you have a little bit you have too much meat on that rack. Fuck around, cut some bacon off that shit. Nah, imagine. But yo, it's like, and it's like, do you understand that you're gonna probably have to delete all those pictures? Because when you get older, it's like, yo, you would basically doing like an OnlyFans in your account. I know for women that is not a big deal, whatever, but listen, if my girl, I'll be like, yo, delete all that shit now, and if you even want me to fucking post it, delete all that shit now. And you can tell like women who do it all the time, because you be like, bitch, I thought you had like 700 pictures. Now you back to zero? What happened? You broke up with a dude? Yo, I judge, nigga. I judge like Philip Banks. I don't give a fuck. That's the thing. We need a little bit more order, because men can't get. Listen, first of all, men won't even want to do some bullshit like that. But you know what I'm saying? But man, all we gotta do is post memes and shit. Cause it's like, listen, even with men, it's just, I don't know. It's just like a little weird, man. Listen, I like BB Dubs, but I don't want my BB Dub to show her fucking hamburgers and shit all over the fucking IG. Like, are you fucking crazy? Have some decorum. That should be the name of the episode. Have some decorum. Fuck, man. Look at me ranting. All I do is rant on this fucking podcast, right? This fucking champagne is good. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, yikes, man. And look, with this OnlyFans going on for these women doing like private videos and all that shit, they're fucked now. Now you're gonna have to post your shit on what's it called? On Pornhub. Cause see, women don't want to be looked as porn stars, but they want to have the respect at the same time. But then they post fucking salacious pics and shit. I don't get it. And then like, first of all, like that video of that, I didn't even know if this term exists, but BBL, of all those women lined up in DR to go back to I was gonna say Africa. El Diablo. If I was on CNN, I would have got fired right there. To Atlanta. From DR to Atlanta, and all the women is on wheelchairs, yo. I remember this chick that did that shit, and I was just like upset a little bit because I'm like, bitch, you don't need that shit. But the pressure, and she couldn't sit down now. Oh, you see, that's the bullshit. And then you see the videos of them on the plane sit in reverse though. So instead of sitting with your ass on the chair, obviously, it's like they sitting. It's like when when the little kid's jumping too much in the back of the car, you're like, get the fuck down, like that. So they on the plane, on the chair. Mind you, that shit is squishy as hell because they probably come in a cheap ass plane anyway. And their asses is up and they sitting down reversed. Like, it's hard to explain, but when you see the video, you be like, yo, this is nonsense. And niggas in DR are caking it up. See, all these people that are so Africa this. Y'all ain't going to Africa to get your ass done. You going to DR, motherfucker. Put some respect on DR. And then to go back to your neighborhood and impress. And then at the end of the day, guys still just want to fucking bounce. Unless you're a little bit more savvy and three-dimensional thinking, then maybe I'll stick with you. They're just yo, I don't know how this is gonna be going on, but at the end of the day, all it takes for everybody to be like, all the men to be like, yo, fake ass is whack now. And now what you gonna do? I just saw like K Michelle wanted to do a reduction, but I heard like she has like, yo, you never been like waiting online and you see this woman with a fat ass on the side, but when you see the ass from the back, it looks like it looks like when you have a bowling ball in a plastic bag. Like, you know how it drops? That shit is disgusting, yo. But listen, as disgusting as that might sound or look, there's still motherfuckers out there that will hit it real fast. We ain't shit either. Yo, how long I'm gonna be? 1:11. Anyway, I'll cut it up right here. Yo, Pirate Radio Podcast, episode 6. Fuck off. Peace.